Daniel Tosh essayed me on the set of Tosh 2.0, and I posted this picture right here to prove to you that this is what happened. This was the very beginning of it. And I was not expecting this. This was not rehearsed or none of that shit. And I thought that maybe I could possibly be tripping. So imagine you, this happened all day. And I remember we going on break and it was time for lunch.
These allegations are crazy, and I can't believe that this has not really gotten any media coverage, but maybe people don't believe it. Did Daniel Tosh from Tosh 2.0 sexually harass Antoine Dodson? If you guys don't remember, Antoine Dodson went viral in 2010 when his sister Kelly was sleeping upstairs and an intruder came in and tried to her. Luckily, she was able to fight him off, and then Antoine heard some kind of commotion going up upstairs, and then that's when he ran to go help his sister out. As you guys know, when the news crew interviewed him, he said the famous hide your kids, hide your wife, and then that's when he went viral. A music group called the Gregory Brothers took that viral clip and then turned it into a song and remixed it, and then we had a hit on our hand. We had the Bed Intruder song. At one point, you couldn't go anywhere without seeing Antoine on TV. He even was featured on Tosh 2.0. And this brings us to the situation where he's claiming that he was harassed. There was a skit that they did, and mind you, they would not have got away with the skit today. Basically, they made fun of the whole situation, and Daniel Tosh was trying to teach him how to catch a racist. Like I said, this would not go down today. However, this was a skit back then. So him and Antoine did this whole skit, but Antoine said the way that Daniel Tosh treated him was not right. Antoine had told a story of where they had broke for lunch, and then while he was trying to get lunch, Daniel came up and started
I'm fixing my plate and everybody is around. Remind you, I have witnesses. I have two witnesses that are still alive today, and I can reach out to them, and one of them is my sister. But I was sitting there and I was fixing a plate, and we wasn't filming. Then all of a sudden, somebody came from behind me and started hunching me, and it was Daniel Tosh. And so when he was done, I looked to somebody on production, which was a female, and I said, "Damn, do this dude do this to every damn body that come on the show?" And she kind of chuckled and she walked off, and she never said nothing. But I knew I wasn't wrong, but he kept doing it and he kept doing it, and I felt so uncomfortable. And I know people gonna say like, "But you went on his show again." Understand this. I come from a household where I was SA and great and molested by my own relatives that I had to live with for years. So I had to create this mind frame that I can still go through this and still be able to live without it, truly messing my head up. But I was at one point in time, I loved this dude until I found out how much of a creep he was. And not to mention that I did a commercial for his show that I did not get paid a dime for. So all I'm saying is now that you pretty much fucked my head up. I'm not crazy. I have witnesses. Everybody that worked on production, they know what happened. But see, people get it understood when I laugh, because that is my way of coping with things. But deep down inside, I was traumatized, and I knew I wasn't crazy when the day was over. And my sister came to me and she was like, "Bitch, you was cool with that?" And I was like, "Hell no, I didn't even know that was going to happen." But yeah, this is just a lot. This is just the iceberg, the tip of the iceberg of a lot of things that happened to me in this industry. And I'm coming for my check now that everybody is remembering who I am, and all this, and people are starting to pay more attention to me now that I could tell my truth and being comfortable in it. But yeah, I was SA'd by Daniel Tosh on set of Tosh 2.0, and I did a commercial for you. Cut the fucking check. When it all boils down, cut the, that is very honorable.
Antoine said he was not cool with this at all. He was uncomfortable, but because of his past trauma, he just kind of never minded and just went along with whatever they wanted him to do. And then also, you see in the beginning of the clip, Daniel Tosh actually runs up behind him and pretends like he's trying to just watch a little bit of it, and then we'll go ahead and get into it. Now, I'll say this. I think Daniel Tosh was trying to be playful. However, a lot of people don't play like that. And especially about a serious subject like this, it's nothing to play about. However, again, that was the time period that they were in. And if you agreed to making a joke about your sister almost getting, Yeah, a very uncomfortable situation. Now that I think about it, we all kind of laughed at that clip, and it wasn't funny at the time, and it shouldn't be funny now. But that's another conversation for a different day. After Antoine came out with the story about Daniel Tosh, he did get some backlash. So he actually uploaded a new TikTok where he explains further. And he also mentions that he is taking legal action. Now, there has been nothing filed, but he did say that he's been talking to some people. So let's go ahead and check it out. And also, let me know what you guys think in the comments about this whole situation.
Man, on my unalive mama, this is the last time I'm doing a video about this because we're going to see what the law say. And if y'all don't understand, a lot of laws surrounding SA is getting ready to change, and it's changing. But this is the last time I'm going to do a video because I see y'all keep floating around saying that, oh, you signed a waiver, this, that, and the other. Let me stop. Let me say this first. We all know how Antoine and Kelly Dodson even came about in the first place on some essay and people trying to grape her any fucking way is the reason why we're famous. Not to mention that I did that not too long ago after my sister's situation. I did Daniel Tosh show. To even put me in that situation knowing the reason why I'm on the show makes you suspicious in the first place. But let's start here because they said that I possibly signed a waiver. Remind you, when you do stuff like this, when you working in Hollywood and you getting booked and stuff, the paperwork is all signed long before you even get on a plane or even travel to that city and state. The contracts, all that is already signed. The only way that I could sign a waiver is, do you not remember Daniel Tosh when y'all put me in that room by myself with the windows, let's be real, and y'all put all that stack of papers in front of me and y'all made me sign all that paperwork? That's the only way that y'all could have slipped that in, because the paperwork was already signed through my manager and through my lawyer before I even got on a plane to come there. So my thing is, either way, no matter how y'all want to look at it, all the way it go, that shit was fucked up. I don't care how y'all look at that shit. A lot of y'all probably slept with underage people, because I cannot see how so many people can go to bat for someone like that. He's not the only one. That's the whole thing. But he is the only one who did that shit on camera. He was the only one that did that shit publicly. And let me entertain you for a while. Even if I signed a waiver and said that, hey, you can essay me on camera, what about all the times off of camera when the cameras wasn't rolling, when we was on break, when I was standing in the hallway? Anytime he seen me, he just walked up and started to hunch on me. I felt his private part and everything. Boy, I can tell you what size he is. Like, this is how y'all making it seem like I'm just really just starting to talk about this. I have been talking about this on Facebook. I have been talking about this on Instagram. I have been asking so many people. But Dan, you know, at the time, he was a hot commodity. Everybody wanted to be on Tosh 2.0. And can you imagine when people say, oh, how was Daniel, this, that, and the other? And I got to sit up there and say, oh, I had fun on the show. But in the back of my mind, I know what's going on, because there are people in the world. Imagine a baby being born. Do you expect them to know everything? You got to teach them. Just like me coming into this industry, I knew nothing about this industry. I thought I was the smartest person in the world until I got in this industry and I started working, and I realized I was the dumbest. But see, y'all sit up here and try to spin it. But the thing is, today in 2024, you cannot spin me. Can't nobody get in my head. I'm in my own damn energy. I am not influenced by anybody. One thing about it, I have grown and I have realized a lot of things that happen to me in this industry was wrong. But see, Daniel made the mistake. He made the mistake of doing it on camera and then putting it on TV. You thought it was funny, and it was not. What's funny about it? And see, now you look crazy. Then everybody talking about, oh, you could oh, you just doing this. I seen the comment where they said, oh, you just doing this because he got a new podcast. I can guarantee you that he won't call me on that podcast and tell me that I'm lying in my face. I guarantee you he can't tell me all the things that I'm saying that I'm lying. And see, I'm just going to see what options I have, just like everybody been telling me, and all these legal people that I'm talking about. We're just going to see how the law looks at it, because y'all are sitting up here protecting people who's known. Trust me, he's not the only one. He's not the only one. But he was the only one dumb enough and thought it was funny and thought it was a joke to do that shit on camera. And that's what you failed at. And not to mention all your people there, but everybody's so used to being a yes man to you. Yes, yes, yes. I'm telling you, it's crazy how y'all going to bat for this. But this is the last video that I'm doing.
I believe a lot of people are conflicted by this whole Antoine Dodson situation because it seems like he's on a revenge tour for some bad contracts he signed and money that he did not get. And he's feeling like, yo, I done all this work, I went viral, and I have nothing to show for it. And it seems like he's out for revenge. So at the time, did he feel like something was going on and he just felt like he couldn't say anything? Or is he doing all of this for money? So people are questioning that. But let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Thank you guys for watching. Deuces, everybody.